94.5 The Peak. We're at 8:32. Two brand spanking new guests joining me this morning. This is going to be fun. We're talking this morning to Lisa Kohler Orme and Genene Probst-Miles, the Heber Valley Hometeam realtors extraordinaire, I'm told. Welcome. Nice to have you both here.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us
We're
here.
going to be talking about real estate. We're going to be talking about just what's going on in the community as far as, I mean, you guys are out in it every day. You're talking to people every day. You know what's going on. And the first impression is that real estate just died.
Right.
No, we're going to talk about that and how untrue that is. But let's talk first, get an idea first from Lisa. Tell me a little bit about yourself, please.
So I am local. I grew up here. I've lived here all my life, and my family was one of the first settlers in Midway, and my family still has the only dairy farm in Midway. My brother runs the cheese plant and makes cheese, and so I have been here my whole life, and I'm on the city council in Midway, so I am really passionate about Midway and all things local.
Okay, and Genene?
Well, I'm not as popular as Lisa, but I grew up in Midway. I actually still live in my family home. We just bought it from my family. My family goes back 4 or 5 generations where they settled Midway. So I, like Lisa and I know everything there is practically about this valley, and that's what makes us a good team. We feed off each other. We know everything that's going on, and it's a fun time in real estate.
Genene also is just new to the Midway Planning Commission, so we both feel really strongly about how we need to be involved and know what's happening.
I've lived in Midway for 6 years now, and I'm finding stuff I have never, oh really? Or somebody will mention something, and so it's a growing community, but it's growing quietly, but it's still growing all the time.
Yeah, it's growing. Yeah.
It's growing fast.
Is it faster than Heber? What would you say?
No, it's different than Heber.
Okay.
I think Midway has a different maybe price point, I guess, or Midway's a lot of second homes, retirement, a lot of people that are retiring there. Heber has the communities that are younger, small families, more I guess that would be smaller families or younger families, not smaller families, but I think it's different, but it actually goes very well together.
You talked about this as second homes for a lot of people. Does that help our economy in Midway, that they're second homes? Are they charged more?
They are. They are. Primary taxes, when you have a primary residence, it's about half what you pay if you're a second home. Secondary properties are charged almost double. I think just over double.
Are there a lot of new subdivisions coming up in Midway?
Honestly, there's not that many areas for subdivisions to come in Midway, but they seem to keep coming. Right now, the big one will be on Main Street. The auto shop on Main Street will go away, and there will be townhomes.
Which auto shop is that?
The only one. Midway Auto.
Okay.
Yeah, the one right, it's about 600 East Main, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And if you drive over to Midway, you'll see that they're moving the ground, and they've been preparing that area, and the storage units around the auto dealer or the auto shop are all empty and starting to be taken apart, and that's going to go away. Which, with this particular subdivision that's coming in or development, we went back and forth a lot trying to make it good for the community, but there are certain things that the zone allows, and so the developer worked with us, and we have an open corridor, so you'll still see the Memorial Hill, and we tried really hard to make it something that will be good for our Main Street, but I know we would all love to just keep the pastures and the cows. Those are Grant's cows down there, you know that. But things change, and people have property rights and can sell those, and because of the way the zones have been set up in the past, when somebody comes in, they're under those rules, and we have been changing some of those rules and trying to make more setbacks and more open space and more requirement to make it feel rural, but it's really hard because a lot of it's already there.
How many homes will be in that area when it's done, you know?
I think they're townhomes,
Mhm.
and I believe there's 147.
Wow.
It'll go all the way back to the Memorial Hill and clear over,
So
but
it'll meet some of the homes that are already behind Memorial Hill.
Yes.
yeah, almost over to Whitaker Farms.
Okay.
And the front part, that because it's commercial, there has to be a 20% commercial component, because Main Street is zoned commercial, and that's the idea, is that we keep commercial on Main Street. So there will be, I think there are 4 pads for commercial, maybe restaurants, retail, that kind of thing is the plan. So we'll see how that, and then there will be a component of that that is HOA and public, a fitness center with pool and gym, and people from the community can buy into that, but the HOA, it will be an amenity for the HOA.
Well, that's gonna be quite a development then when it's
It's
done.
gonna be big.
Yeah.
It will be big, and we are hoping that it will be conducive to Midway and be nice and something that fits.
There's already a lot of traffic on that road, and it's just gonna increase that. And then the high school is gonna increase it some more down the road.
There will be a traffic light, a traffic signal at River Road.
Oh, say it isn't so.
That one, we are on UDOT's docket for that is coming. That's one thing people don't understand, is that Main Street is UDOT. It's not Midway driven.
Okay.
And so people will say, why don't we have this, or why can't we do that, and everything we do on Main Street, because it's owned by UDOT, we have to have permission or buy-in, or they have to do it, and so some of the things that we may have done or not done, we didn't have that choice, but
And where's the traffic light?
it'll be at River Road,
Uh-huh.
so 4th East and Main.
Okay, well, it's needed there.
It is
It
needed.
is.
I can see
It's
that.
bad.
So, other buildings going on, anything else? Well, that's a huge subdivision. I drive by there going home. I
It
noticed
is.
they've got the fire hydrants in, and every piece of equipment known to man is in there working, so
Yes.
they're getting ready for that.
I know they were trying to beat the freeze.
Oh, okay.
They were trying to do some stuff and get it out there so that they could get it before it froze. And I think that they've done a lot, like you said, that they've gotten a lot of the infrastructure stuff started and in, and Genene, what else?
How is real estate right now, Genene? Are you still getting calls? People still buying?
You know,
or-
we are busy, and my husband is in construction, and he builds homes, and you know, they're still building like crazy, and things are still selling. A lot more people have their homes on the market. Like, for instance, last year at this time, in all of Wasatch County, there were around 60 homes on the MLS, and a lot of those were to-be-builts. This time this year, there are almost 400.
Oh, my.
So you can see that I think people kind of waited, thinking the prices keep going up, and then when they saw the interest rates, they sort of threw their house on the market. Now they're just it's crazy. Prices are dropping a bit, not a lot, would you say, Lisa?
Yeah, I
Not a
would,
ton.
I would say it's a buyer's market though, for sure.
It is a buyer's
If,
market.
if people are
Because it
wanting,
hasn't been.
if people are wanting to buy, yeah, because, right now, the closings and the homes that are going under contract are about the same as they were last year when there were only 60 homes. So now, there's all of these homes and they have to be competitive or they won't sell. And so for the buyers, this is a great market, and I know interest rates are up, but if you go in and you buy a home that the price is down because they're motivated to sell, and then when interest rates come back down, I don't know that they'll ever come, it'll take a while to get them where they were, but they will come down. So you come into it and have it for a couple of years and refinance at a lower interest rate, and you won because you kind of hedged that bet.
Or you could buy down your interest rate.
You could buy
You
down.
can.
I talked to our, one of our financial guys yesterday, and he said that yesterday we're 5.99.
Buy downs.
No, just the regular rate was 5.99.
So it's under 6 now.
Yes, and,
Barely, you know.
yeah.
Okay.
So now is a good time to buy. He said that the feds will probably raise again by the first of the year, so if you're looking for a home, you know, now is a really great time to buy.
Is it, we've heard people say, oh, I bid on 2 or 3 homes and haven't gotten any of them. Is that kind of gone away now, or is it
That's
still
totally
very
gone
competitive? Has it? Okay.
Yep.
So it's a more pleasant experience to buy a home.
Yeah, we haven't
Has
seen
been.
that since probably May or June, but
Okay.
it definitely is a buyer's market, and there are a lot of great houses out there.
We're, just scattered around Midway and Heber.
All over the county.
All over the county.
Yeah, up to Timber Lakes,
Mhm.
Midway, Heber.
And there's so many new ones coming on. There's the Coyote Lane, there's an Ivory Homes subdivision coming on out there that is, you know, when you drive that way, you'll see that one too.
We came home from our Thanksgiving holiday that way. It's like, where did they come from? I haven't seen all those homes that are being built.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Yeah. A lot of them are gone, but there are some, and
You mean
again,
they're already purchased.
Oh,
yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
So-
They're basically waiting for, as soon as those houses finish, a lot of those will just close with people who've already got them under contract and are working with they come in and help design, pick the colors and stuff, so.
In case you just tuned in, I'm talking to the Heber Valley Hometeam, Lisa Orme and Genene Miles. And what is the name of the company that you work with?
Davis Coleman.
Davis Coleman, okay.
It's Davis Colemam Realty. It's actually the longest.
The oldest real estate
Brokerage.
brokerage in Heber, in the county actually, so.
Our office has been open for 41 years,
Wow.
right there by Walgreens, so.
Oh, it's just down the, oh, okay, just
Yeah.
down the road here.
Mhm.
How about, that new hotel they're building down, speaking of down by Walgreens? That is a mammoth thing. And
It is.
You can just, I was leaving the hospital the other day after some bloodletting, noticed it up on the hill, it's just amazing.
You know, I think that, again, the requirements for zoning and stuff, when those come in, I know the Heber City Council went back and forth on how to make it not so many floors, but the zoning said, you know, so I think that it's a perfect example of our small town, and we're trying to keep it small town, but we're growing so much that the need is there. They wouldn't build it if it won't be full. And so it's just it's an interesting transition.
How about, are there any more homes coming over, by the airport in that area? That you're aware of, any new buildings coming? That seems to be there's a lot more retail going on that end, and a couple of nice little housing developments. Is there anything new coming over there that you're aware of?
You know what? None that I'm aware of. I don't know,
No.
Janine.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware of.
I think that slowed down until the question of the bypass gets solved.
Oh, yes, the bypass.
Bypass.
Okay.
Yeah, I just
That's
think.
the elephant in the room
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah, and nobody wants to put in the money and start anything until we know exactly where that's going to be, because that will definitely make a difference to property values in its area. So if it happens, it might be one thing, and if it doesn't, it might be something different. And so I think a lot of those are just waiting to see.
I've had people this year for the first time say, we need to scale back a little bit on the Swiss days. How do you feel about that?
We've always felt like that since we've grown up, and it was just a fun festival for the townspeople, but,
How do you scale back Swiss days?
you can't,
I don't
yeah.
know.
It either is or it isn't.
I know one person was talking about not having the bus service, so that you couldn't get into town unless you drove in. It made it too easy for people to come to town.
I don't think that would stop. We've only had the bus service for a few years, right?
Well, yes, but from a public official standpoint, the issues of moving groups of people and the traffic issues without the bus, when we didn't have the bus, people were driving in and parking in people's driveways, they were parking illegally, they were parking anywhere and everywhere. Then the safety for the community and the visitors becomes an issue. So the buses solved a huge issue of the crowds all being in one spot. They could park out and come in and get out without really affecting, because, just for an example, I grew up on River Road, and you couldn't even drive up and down River Road all the way out because there were cars parked on both sides, and if there was an issue, you couldn't get in and out. The ambulances couldn't get in and out, and so we as a community had to do something, and the buses have fixed the safety issues. So I think that won't go away.
We can walk there from our house and do, but then once we get there, we can't move. You can't walk from booth
That's
to
true.
booth, and so it's a problem, and I don't know if there's any way
I've
to fix
always maintained that Thursday should be just for community. And no, I don't know how you would ever do that. It's probably impossible, but it is so crowded, and
It is a favorite for so many people, and Swiss Days started when we were kids. It was a party. We all spent all of our time there as a community and got to see everybody, and now we work alongside each other in booths and stuff and put it on for the world instead of having it be a party for us. And it's a little bit sad, because it used to be we had just a square of the booths in the edge, and we all had a greased pig and a fish pond, and the kids played, and it's not that anymore, for sure.
What's happening with the homestead at the moment? Are they selling ground there? Are they building homes?
No, not right now. The homestead, the new owners of the homestead have come in with the master plan from before, and they are remodeling, they're upgrading. I don't know the number. I know it was 6 million, now I think it's up to 20 million. They're putting a lot of money in to bringing back the stables, and in the plan there's a structure that kind of is rustic for weddings, and then there was an amphitheater component. There's a lot of really fun, good things, and these guys, I've been in there a couple of times, and it looks like they're upgrading things and bringing it up to how it used to be. Their goal is to have the homestead the caliber that it used to be, and the homestead was always very nice, and it just needs some TLC.
It's fallen in disrepair somewhat,
Yeah.
And Zermatt across the road, successful at the moment, or is that the struggle as well?
I do know that Zermatt is picking up. They also have some plans that haven't come to the city yet, that I don't know that they need to, because they're just some plans to keep upgrading. And I believe that those two properties, if they can both come up and they're both conference centers, they both have the same goal. And so to work together, I hope that they can do that and make that whole end really, really nice and great.
Well, it's really a benefit for the city coffers as well, if they can get that.
Yes.
Well, and not just the city, but I don't know if everyone understands transient room tax and how it works, but that goes to the county. The city gets some, we get the 1% resort tax, and we get a percentage of the transient room tax, but the transient room tax really pays for a lot of things for our whole community. And so it is a big chunk, and it really affects everybody in the community. So to have those be full helps us all.
What do we miss today? What would you, when you walked in the door today, what did you think? Well, we need to talk about this today. Any ideas? This is all brand new. You're gonna be here Tuesdays, every other Tuesday or every Tuesday, I can't recall.
I think we were planning on every Tuesday,
Every Tuesday,
so
okay.
unless there's a holiday or something that I guess affects that, but every Tuesday, and we hope to bring some of our Midway knowledge. I know there's a lot of Heber, but not so much Midway, but
Midway just kinda hides back there. Nobody will notice, I think sometimes.
but I personally think there's a lot of things we'd like to bring in, statistics of what's happening in the market. We watch, in our office, we have some really good statisticians that one of them, he has a master's in real estate, and he's really good. But what we like to do is look at those numbers and really share with people what's really going on, because it's like you said, people think the market's dead and stopped.
Yeah.
It hasn't. It's changed for sure. So how has it changed, and what questions can we answer for people? And so I think our goal would be to bring in some of that every week, and then just talk about whatever is going on in the community. But I think it's important that people in our community, because real estate has gone so crazy, really so fast. The prices have increased, the taxes have increased, and all of those things fall into it, and we'd like to share and talk about all of those different things.
And if you're moving into the area, it'd be nice to have a couple of real estate people that understand the area and can say, no, you don't wanna live there, or maybe not
Yes.
there, so you can
Or
give them some.
what they're looking for sure, yeah.
Wow, it's a big responsibility that you have, I think, somebody says, I've got $500,000 I wanna spend on a house, and maybe that's low now, I don't know what
It is.
That's low.
Unfortunately, that's just so sad that that's low.
Last
That is
time,
low, right?
last time I checked, the median home price is like $760,000 for our community.
Oh my, I've lived here
Yeah.
6 years, and I got here at the right time.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, so those are the things that, it's crazy.
But what I started to say is, so now it's $750,000 that you're taking and helping somebody through the whole process, and that you
Yes.
understand the system, you understand the community, you understand the people in the community, and you really help them. That was the deal.
Yes.
The one thing that I'd like to add to that for me and for Genene, I mean, between the two of us, we've done this, we have 35 years of experience. And we like to help people get into the houses, but then we like to also be their first call to say, oh, you know what, I need a doctor. Where do I find the doctors?
Oh.
Where do I find the dentist? We
Yes.
become friends
Mhm.
and a go-to for our clients, and a resource that helps after. And we really have a connection. Most of our clients we are friends with for a long time, and we're their first call.
Speaking of that, phone numbers for both of you?
Yes, my number is 435-671-2336.
And mine is 435-513-0328.
Well, if they
Yeah.
wanna look up the real estate company, the name itself again is,
Davis Colemam Realty.
so it'll be in
DavisColemanRealty.com. They can go on that website, find our phone number. There's rental properties there. It'll show them the homes that are for sale. And they can call us and we can help them find what they need.
that's a question, are there a lot of rental units in Heber and
There
Midway?
Yes, my husband actually does our property management in our office, and last year at this time, again, I'm comparing, there were about 15 rentals, and this year there's over 70. And I think what's happened is a lot of people who are speculating that the market's gonna be hard, and they have a second home, have put those homes on to have long-term renters so that they have income, and so it's really saturated that market. There are a lot of rentals, they're high, the prices are not low, but I know.
Thousands a month, what would you guess of that?
Well, I know our lowest one right now is $2,900 a month, and our highest that we have listed right now is $6,000 a month.
Who would pay $6,000 a month to rent a house?
Crazy.
A lot of people.
Really?
You would be surprised.
People-
I'm just living in my own little world.
There's a lot of people that are coming in to build homes that maybe have a house going up in Red Ledges or wherever, and they're just gonna be there for a year, and they want nice homes, or they have a large family and need 6 bedrooms, or and so those houses are not going as fast as they were, but they're still being rented.
Thanks for coming in. Look forward to this next Tuesday. Genene Probst-Miles and Lisa Kohler Orme, nice to see you.
Thanks for
Thanks for
having
having
us.
us. It's
And
been fun.
good luck this weekend. Hope you can sell a whole bunch of homes again.
Yeah.
We do too.
Thanks for coming in.